Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I am in the process of trying to learn Arabic, and if you've ever tried to learn a foreign language, you know it can be so stressful and frustrating and can feel like you're just not making any progress at all. It really has its challenges. So I am trying to learn Arabic on my own. I know a lot of people try and take classes or they're taking it at university or college, but I'm out of school and I don't have enough money to try and pay for an in-person program, even though there's a ton of great ones here in Amman and I'm sure in cities all over the world. But I am using a few online programs to try and teach myself, and I'd be happy to share what those are in a future video. Firstly, I just wanted to share with you a few tips and tricks that I've learned that have been helpful in me learning the little bit of Arabic that I do know. So the first thing that I've learned is it helps so much if you do a little bit every day. So I usually study about 15 to 30 minutes every day whenever possible. I'm not perfect at it, I miss some days, but that is my goal, just because I feel like every day it helps to just get a little bit of Arabic in there, getting my ear hearing it, my mouth, my muscles practicing it so that I have that muscle memory of these new words and vocabulary. And I think it's easier for my brain to process a little bit of new language and information than it is if I study for like hours at a time, that my brain will just go into overload and not process it. And so it's better for me to do it in small chunks. My second tip is that I think it really helps to study in the morning. Now I know this is hard if you have a job or like the mornings are really busy for you, but if you can just carve out 15 to 30 minutes every morning to try and study language a little bit, I think it really helps. The reason I say the morning is best because I've noticed in myself that if I study content in the morning, my brain processes it better and I remember it better because my mind is fresh. Like I'm just getting up from a full night's sleep and my brain hasn't really started like running on all the day's activities and obligations and just tasks. Like your brain is a muscle and it gets busy and fatigued. And so I've just noticed that I do better if I study in the morning versus if I study in the afternoon or evening, just because your brain's been working all of that time versus in the morning your brain hasn't been working very much yet. So it's like fresh. Third suggestion I have is to try and interact with native speakers as much as you can. I know this is hard if you're living in an area that doesn't have a lot of people who are native speakers of the language that you're trying to learn, but I know that there's a lot of programs online that allow you to like message and interact with native speakers, and so there's a lot of ways to make this happen, and I'm really lucky that I am living in the culture that speaks the language I'm trying to learn. And so for me, I've been interacting with like Uber drivers here a lot, and so I've been really proud of the fact that I've been able to use the little bit of Arabic that I know to give them directions and tell them like where I need to go and where to stop and all of that. So I know it seems really small, but it's gone a long way in building my confidence in the Arabic language and learning that I've done, to be able to see like, hey, I studied that word this morning and I used it with this Uber driver and they understood me and we were able to communicate. It's just a really cool feeling when you see like, hey, that word actually meant something to them and it wasn't just like gobbledygook. And if you can also get a language learning partner who's a native speaker and like meet up with them for lunch or, you know, just hang out, be friends with them, it's especially useful if they don't know much of your language. I know it will be frustrating at first, but if you have to use the language you're trying to learn with them, it's a lot easier than if you're talking with somebody who knows both your native language and their native language, because then it's so easy for them just to to revert to your native language to make it easier for you. I've seen it happen a lot, so trust me, finding somebody who doesn't know your language and you're forced to speak the language you're learning helps a lot. And then lastly, this sounds like a small thing, but really celebrate the steps that you have made, the accomplishments that you have achieved. Like for me, that's being able to talk with Uber drivers in Arabic. Because if you don't note those milestones and those small achievements, it's really, really easy to just get frustrated and burned out and to feel like you have such a long way to go before you're fluent. So really take the time to celebrate the successes that you have had and to celebrate really every word learned, because every word learned, every grammar lesson learned is one step closer to being fluent and to being able to communicate well in this language that you're learning. So I hope those tips were helpful. If you like this video or you want more videos like this, please comment below. And as always, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll know every time I post something new. And if you can like this video so that I know that I should keep making these. So thanks for all the support, and I hope this is helpful to you. Thanks.